you good boy. Come here. Good boy.
I'm working with Jessie and her dog Hank.
Hi, Hank.
I have 3 clickers. This is a box clicker, loudest, medium loud, button clicker, quiet button clicker. I don't know if he has a preference.
I don't think he does.
So, like, just warm up with yeah. Yeah. Good boy.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good boy. You sit. Good boy. He's a good boy. Oh.
Oh, beans.
That was nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Good job.
Alright.
We're going to be shaping the foot target, and for the foot target, we're going to use a Kato board. And the very first session, we're just going to keep it to 1 minute, so it'll be just probably just a few repetitions, so as not to push him too far. But I will have you hold him on a leash. I'll set down the Kato board, and then we're just going to click and reinforce for any forward motion towards the Kato board. If he steps on it, that's even better. But even he doesn't need to target it with his foot at this point. And we're not gonna lure him forward with either treats or like pointing or anything. We're gonna let him figure it out on his own. And we're not gonna use any cues at this stage. We're just gonna naturally shape him. Yay! I will start the timer. Go ahead. Perfect. Awesome. And since he's drawn to it right away, let's put the treat on the board to kind of further reinforce the fact that that's what we're building value for. Waiting. Perfect, probably 1 or 2 more reps. Perfect. We'll end it there.
Good.
And give him like an all done cue.
Awesome.
And I'll pick this up. Perfect. We'll give him a little break. How did that feel?
You just smart.
You were so good.
It feels like he gets really excited about it first. He's like, here's this new thing. I'm gonna go sniff it.
Yeah. Yeah,
and then
that
you can
was,
see that he's like trying to figure out that there was actually something he was supposed to be doing.
yeah. Yeah, you got it. And you did great, like marking the very first time that he interacted with the object, because that is an easy thing to miss when you like present it. If the very first time they look at it or go up to it, you don't click, then it can kind of take the wind out of their sails a little bit. So, awesome. Well, kind of the next step is going to be, we're going to decide on what the next criteria is going to be. So that might be having him actually step up onto the board, and we can hopefully like arrange your guys' positioning to make that most likely. So I'm thinking what we will do is I'll still have him on leash, but I'm gonna put the board in between you and him. So hopefully just naturally he's gonna gravitate towards you and he'll step up on the board. We'll do a few repetitions of clicking and putting it on the board like we were doing, and then if that's going well, which I anticipate it will, then we'll try maybe tossing the tree off to the side so that he has to move off and then back on to really like solidify that concept that it is the act of stepping up onto the board with his feet that we're looking for. Are you ready, Hanky? Are you ready? you ready? Here we go. I know. You can start whenever. You can go ahead and click for him just interacting with it. Oh, there he goes. Nice.
Should I go to the other side if he's on the same side as me now?
Yeah, you can try.
Circle it.
He's offering stuff, like he knows when we're playing a game, so he's trying his best. You could try tossing a treat just like a couple feet away to kind of reset him. Yeah. Oh, it's a good choice. Nice job, bud.
Oh.
That's okay.
Good boy, bud. Do you know that you kicked it? I don't know.
Probably not. Well, nice. So we can, to like prevent him from feeling frustrated and to, you know, keep the enthusiasm up, we can start upping our rate of reinforcement.
Okay.
So, and just like really helping him focus in on the board as being the object. So just go ahead and start clicking and treating for really like any movement towards it, even if it's like pretty rapid fire. Oh, very good, perfect.
Good boy. Yes, good boy.
Yeah. Next time he looks down at it, just one click, but give like 3 treats in rapid succession on the board.
Okay. Good boy.
Alright, we'll end it on that rep there. Perfect. All done, boy. Good job.
Good boy.
Good boy. Hi. Look at the ball. Okay. Since I know that he really likes to use his paws and he knows some tricks with his paws, I think let's do like a little, like a short, maybe like even just 30-second session where you do some like paw trick, ask him for some high fives, and then we'll end that session and then we'll go back to the board.
Okay.
And sometimes when they kind of already have the momentum of doing something, you can get them to combine a couple behaviors by just mashing them together. So go ahead and start whenever.
Good boy, we see. There's a lot of enthusiasm on that one.
Keep going, just gotta make sure that the camera's aimed well.
Good boy.
Cool. Next one, click and then toss the treat off to the side, and then I'm gonna insert the Kato board.
Good boy. Says I don't want any on this
I'm
side.
so excited.
Good boy.
Let's try, if you can get on the opposite side of him, do a couple high fives, You can, give him lots of praise and stuff for that, but only click if his foot ends up touching the Kato board.
Okay. That was me.
That's okay. I mean, his feet are right there.
Good boy. Oh. That's it. Wow.
That may be too frustrating.
Okay.
That's okay.
That's a good boy. Here. It's a weird thing, huh? It's a funny thing. Good boy. You almost got yourself.
Just one more repetition.
Good boy. Good job. Oh, darling. Good job. Good boy. What the heck? What the heck was that thing? Good boy. He's a good boy. Good job, sir. Okay. Okay, give it a break. Give it a break.
I mean, so the game of shaping and like what this is making me think of is one, I think shaping is a good strategy for this because he is not like automatically super enthusiastic about putting his feet up on the board. If we were using just like luring or trying to like kind of force him into interacting with the board, he might be somewhat uncomfortable with it. And so even if he ended up doing it, we don't necessarily want to bring those potentially negative emotions around the object, even if it takes a lot of sessions to build up to that behavior. We're still like creating a really strong positive association between him and this piece of equipment, and undoubtedly eventually he will step onto it at some point and we'll be able to reinforce really heavily for that. And that's just going to build a really strong learning history. So we will keep working on this over a few sessions, and once we've got the behavior, once he starts consistently stepping up onto it, and it's at least, I'd say 90-95% reliable, then we would start inserting the cue right before, so a word or a signal, whatever you decide that you would like it to be. And we'll insert it right before he's about to do the behavior. He does the behavior, you'll click and reinforce, and that's how we'll start getting the behavior on cue. And we can work around doing some other behaviors like moving back and forth between the paw target behavior on cue and like another favorite behavior that he already knows. Being able to do those other behaviors can also be additionally really reinforcing, because not only does he already enjoy it, but it's another opportunity for him to earn reinforcement. And then it also can help us build stimulus control. So by switching between different behaviors, he learns to wait for the cue to target with his paw rather than just doing it automatically every time. So that's a really nice way to start with the stimulus cue, or the stimulus control. Yeah, that's a good boy, Hank. Yeah, you wanna do one more? Wanna do one more? Yeah, let's do
We've
it.
never done anything where he has to like engage with something that's not me.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell he's very like.
Yeah, it's hard, and it is like, it can be frustrating for dogs until once they learn sort of the game of shaping and the idea that we're waiting for them to offer behaviors. Then it usually becomes a little bit easier, but at first, with they're accustomed to like us always giving them a cue and then they do the behavior. It can be frustrating for them, and that is not always the best emotion for them to be having, like not the best headspace for learning to occur. So even if it takes a little bit longer, it's totally worth like keeping things really positive, and avoiding as much frustration as possible so that when that connection does finally occur, then he's just full of enthusiasm for the game. Mr. Hanklin. We could also, down the line, like do some antecedent arrangement of the environment. So like set up maybe some baby gates. Nice job, bud. Or something to help kind of funnel him towards the thing that we want him to interact with.
So cool. What do you think?
And then I think you are, but you can kind of keep your gaze down on the object that you're hoping for him to engage with. And they're pretty good at tracking our eye gaze. Good job, Amy. He's thinking hard.
I know you could do this as well. You can see this is hard. Good boy.
I think the more I'm watching, I'm thinking like another session, what we could do would be, since he is kind of moving his feet, like doing a little tippy-tappy dance as he's thinking, we could start clicking for just foot movement next to the board. Once he kind of catches on to that, see if that will help drive him forward. So yeah, let's do 2 more repetitions. Good boy. Good job.
Good boy, Bubba. Good boy.
Alright.
Good boy.
I think that's a good place to
That's a
leave
good
it.
boy.
Now we'll give him time for that latent learning to happen where, you know, he's not actively training, but his brain will continue to make connections between. Oh, we should do that instead.
Good boy.
Chin rest on the board.
Okay. Okay.
Wait a bit. Good
Did you
job.
decide that that's an acceptable option?
Yeah.
Good boy.
You're so cute. Like, why do you want me to touch it with my foot? I'll touch it with my face.
He said we should have been playing this game all along. You're funny. Good boy. Good boy. Yes, he's a good boy.